Can you actually raise millions of dollars on social media? What about inviting business partners? Is that even possible? Like, how can you meet someone on Instagram and then buy a house 3,000 miles away with them? Well, we just got back from the best ever conference over in Salt Lake City, and Zasha Smith and I led a discussion all about how we've used social media for real estate investing. My name's Josh Ballavino. I'm a marketer and a real estate investor, and we have a handful of long-term rentals, 4 short-term rentals, and we just co-GP'd on a 111-unit apartment complex in Mesquite, Texas. Zasha Smith, she blew up on social media last year. Over 100,000 followers on Instagram. She's raised millions of dollars in private money funding flips and rental properties all across the US, and recently closed on an RV park in Missouri, Branson, Missouri, our favorite short-term rental market. Anyways, let's dive into all of the tips next.
I have grew my followers to 113 on Instagram, spreading to the other platforms. Really just keep consistent with your posting. So if you go from like not posting at all to posting 3 videos a day, I wouldn't recommend that. Get consistent on what you can handle yourself. And so maybe that's 3 times a week. And then as your audience grows, then you can post more, because a lot of people, when you're smaller, they'll consistently see your content and might not want to see you that much, so won't engage. But as you grow, you have to post more. Another thing is that when you are on a social media platform, you have to be social. So commenting on other people's posts and actually reading it, not just emojis or hearts or like, actually giving advice or your experience.
Every single month, we produce roughly between 500 and 600 short form videos every single month for a client. Has anyone heard of a program called Descript yet? That is my absolute treasure. Well, what it does is you record a video like this, long form video, and you upload the video into the program, and it'll transcribe your video. And from there, you have an entire transcription and a Word document of everything that was said in your video. You can add in captions, B-roll, effect, and that is the fastest way that I'm able to crank out basically 20 TikToks, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and I can do all of that, take a client's 1 hour filming and turn it into 20 clips that are then delivered to them or posted for them in 24 to 48 hours.
In this last portion of the video, we're going to jump into a quick Q&A where we share tactical tips with the group.
Not as much as I want them to. Zasha, and she said it earlier, that engagement piece is the largest part. And when she said comment on other people's posts, I kid you not, I have not seen any other influencer have higher quality comments to other people's posts. A lot of people say, great job, congratulations, post, send. But like she said, she mentioned my first flip. I also felt this. She added an extra level of depth and relation there that actually I try and copy off of you, so. No, they don't post enough, basically, or they don't comment enough.
Yep. So initially I did, and I would spend, no joke, probably about the same amount as Akash has spent on Wova app for this conference, but I was probably spending about 6 hours a day on it initially when I was doing it myself. So I knew the amount of work and engagement it took. So I would get up early, like at 4:30. Instead of working out, I would engage on social media throughout the day and then at night. So it was very intentional why I wanted to grow and what I was doing. But now I hire out a team and they essentially do that. But you have to let them know what you want before you just hand off your account to someone who is a social media manager but might not do the engagement part or other parts that you want to see from them. So I think just getting those metrics out or making them for yourself and say, okay, it's too distracting. What can I get done? Okay, if I have a half hour during my lunch, I'll eat lunch for a half hour. And then the next half hour, I'll go and engage on 10 accounts. Like, just make some KPIs for yourself so that at least you can get some things done. And like I said before, just time block it, but it is time consuming. So that's why I think it's worth it to outsource, but you have to be specific in what you want them to do, because a lot of them won't. They'll just post the videos for you, but they won't answer comments or anything like that. It all depends on your time. So how much time do you want to spend in it and how long is it going to take you to put out this quality content? I think we all want to put out quality content, but if you're wanting to get in front of more people, the more consistently you post, you're going to be out there more. So if you don't have time to make quality content every single video, it's okay to put out some that are just some quick interviews or some quick tips, or before it was trending audio and you were dancing along and doing this thing, but that's not the trending anymore. So sometimes I do like general tweet quotes. So I have found that for me and what works for my audience is that they do sometimes just like a quote to get them started off with the day, like Alex Hormozi does, or they like clips from different podcasts, or if I'm staring right at the camera and saying 3 tips to start investing, or 3 things that I learned from the best ever conference. So those are some things that you can do pretty quickly that I think people would still be interested in. It's still you.
Can I take Vic first? Yeah, so my take on that is, and to your point too, is your content style. Yes, everyone says be on every single platform, but if TikTok is just hard for you, then it's hard for you. And it's going to be harder for you to post. Not saying that you can't learn it and get better at it. On the flip side, Vic, I would argue that you can find accredited investors on TikTok, because I have had a client that has gotten from one viral TikTok that we made about assisted living on a meetup of me just saying, you made $100,000 this year doing what? And it was her talking about her assisted living facilities. She immediately then sold 50 courses at $3,000 a pop off one TikTok, and they got 600,000 views on TikTok about people who are wanting to buy an assisted living facility. So my fun kind of soapbox on TikTok is because everyone thinks that TikTok is just for college kids, but I was telling Don earlier that moms have taken over TikTok, and trust me, my wife is on it way too much, that you can find people with money on there, and because of the rest of the syndicators don't want to be on there, that's just more fish for you.
Maybe you can answer her.
I love this question, actually. I asked that on the podcasting that she was on. I asked this almost on every single podcast guest that I have on, is that do I split my personal or my alter egos with my real estate self? My opinion on it is some people will like me and follow me more because I also am a dad with 2 kids, or because I have done CrossFit before, or whatever the hobby is, and now they have another level to connect with you with. I would rather not create a roadblock for them to like me, and if they like me because I've done CrossFit before, then great. If they hate CrossFit, then I guess I lost out on one. But I'm always on the camp of let me show people who I am with a certain extent. Now that unfortunately with imposter, I keep bringing up imposter accounts because it just sucks, to be honest, especially when they're like, I've stopped posting about my kids because then you have the accounts stealing pictures of my kids and reposting them, and it's weird and wrong.
I would say your own name because you're trying to build your brand, and I would say it depends on what you want to do. But if you're trying to get more limited partners or more partners in general for these like larger syndication deals, then I would just say you, because they're not going to be like Hui home buyers or whatever. Are you legacy partners or something like that, multifamily legacy partners? They're going to know you for who you are. And that's also good if you have multiple businesses. So think about if you also have a coaching program, but you also have an investing platform and things like that. So I would say I just do Zasha Smith or invest with Zasha. Zasha Smith was taken, I know, weird, but that's why I do invest with Zasha, but something with your name in it so they can always recognize you and your brand is associated with you instead of that company.
Again, if you are open to trading me your emails so we can eventually follow up and always talk marketing, I'm more than happy to send you over the clips and how I do it all. And my last plug, if you want to be on one of my 3-minute podcasts that I'm trying to do for a YouTube video and TikTok, because I promise you those ones do really well on TikTok, I am more than happy to interview you and edit clips for you and just send it to you.
Follow me at Invest with Zasha on IG, Zasha Smith across the other platforms. At ZashaSmith.com, you can find more about me and what we're doing, how we're starting the fund, raising money. And I still am looking for private lenders for a few of our flips. So if you guys aren't interested in just debt investing, then hit me up too. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.
A couple takeaways: if you're going to a conference or an event, find some way to stand out. In our case, we hosted an informal meetup through the conference app on our phone, just saying, hey, let's just meet up and talk about social media. We ended up organizing a small little talk to where we can share our knowledge and hopefully stand out a little bit more from the crowd, and then also bring the audience in so that everyone can share their value, have a moment to speak, and we're the host of that party. So if you have the chance to do that, any event or conference, I highly recommend you host a happy hour or a meetup to do just that. It is one extra way for you to stand out. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. I'll be sharing more content from our learnings from the Best Ever Conference. We are definitely going again in 2024, I guess that is. And that's also going to be in the same hotel, the Hyatt Regency in Salt Lake City. So if you want more content from the conference, if you want to learn about how others are getting into these larger commercial multifamily deals, make sure to subscribe. Again, my name is Josh Baldovino. Before you go, if you want to see more content from our meetups, make sure to click here. I'll see you guys on the next one.